I don't know if you're all aware about this situation, but we have a serious Souls-like battle going down between two games that are releasing on the same day. The battle of March 27th, 2025. AI Limit and first Berserker Khazan. When I heard this was happening, I thought, why? Why are the Souls-like gods doing this to me? But then I realized maybe it's the Miyazaki effect. These games need to come out before the granddaddy Elden Ring Night Rain gets its release date, and so I'll have to follow and just say, yes, daddy. So let's take a look at both of these games, and if you're someone who wants to decide on just picking one of them up, hopefully this video can help you decide which one is best for you. First, let's talk about AI Limit. This is releasing on Steam and PS5, so sorry to the Xbox users, it will not be there, at least for the foreseeable future. The description reads as this. In the distinct future when civilization is on the verge of extinction, people follow the legend of the Elysium in the last city, Havenswell. In this post-apocalyptic wasteland sci-fi ARPG, you will play as Orisa, a blader with immortality, and you will explore the city ruin to find the hope of a new life. And you can see the tags for this game on Steam. It has Souls-like, of course, action RPG, and female protagonist. Because yes, we do play as a woman. Don't tell the anti-woke channels, they'll never let it go. But I like this protagonist a lot because she comes across as very naive and even uncultured to the ways of human civilization. And this was pretty apparent when I first played the demo. She was learning how to interact with the world and just essentially finding a way to repair it. So even though she's immortal, there's a sincerity here and an innocence about her that is endearing to me. And so I want to see where her character goes as we progress through the game. And I think it'll just be very interesting to see how she evolves.
I was in the water, and there was something huge.
Boobies.
Orisa is almost a complete contrast to Khazan, the main protagonist, who was entirely human and vulnerable, losing those around him and he himself actually dying. And then he comes back to life to basically wage revenge on his enemies, which is a very striking difference from Orisa, and I'm all for it. So I can't wait to see how these characters evolve in their own ways, and hopefully by the end of me beating these games, they will become two of my favorites. Now let's talk about the first Berserker Khazan. According to Steam, here's the description. The first Berserker Khazan is a hardcore action role-playing game. The player will become Khazan, the great general of the Pelos Empire, who overcame death and sets out to reveal the incidents that led to his downfall and seek vengeance on his enemies. Who overcame death is putting it lightly, when we are literally possessed by this thing to come back to life and basically be commanded to do their evil biddings. The tags for this game, of course, RPG, action, adventure, and Souls-like. This game is available for Xbox, alright, PlayStation, and Steam. And there's actually going to be a new demo available on the 16th this month. So be prepared for that. Get your hands on it so you can see what the fuss is about. Because there's a lot of fuss here. This game is going to be sick. I've played both the closed beta for First Berserker as well as the AI Limit demo, and without a doubt, First Berserker is the harder of the two games. Timing and precision as well as methodical combat are necessary in both of these games, don't get it twisted. But there's such a strong case that First Berserker Khazan will need you on your A game even more. Get Good will be at its highest intensity when it comes to Khazan. This game is no joke. I said this in my beta impressions that stamina is a huge struggle in this game. It's seemingly very stingy, and it's going to take a lot of leveling up to make life easier on us. Whereas with AI Limit, there's no stamina to worry about at all. Instead, we're worrying more about these meters that we have to get up in order to perform our skills. Khazan, however, had me hunched over like this constantly. and it was insane. I'm very curious if the developers heard our feedback on this and if any adjustments are going to be made in the new demo, as well as the main game too. I'll definitely be watching that closely because stamina really was the reason I was dying so much in the closed beta. So I'm interested if that's going to change, even in the slightest. Outside of stamina, which is kind of weird to say because stamina is everything in Khazan, but outside of that, the bosses and enemies I felt were just harder in general. And this game more so reflected a Dark Souls in comparison to AI Limit, where I feel it reflects more of a Code Vein kind of experience, not just aesthetically, but also in its gameplay as well. A little bit more variety in terms of the combat, whereas with Khazan, it was me and my blade, and I had to get good, especially with that stamina being such a struggle. So if you're looking for the more hardcore of the two, difficulty-wise, I would put all my money on Khazan. AI Limit will pose its challenges, no doubt. It won't be a walk in the park, but it's likelier to be easier to manage and won't feel as defeating. As I said, there's more variety, at least I felt there was, in terms of taking out enemy encounters in ways I want, and easier ways in general, to where I had a choice in using magic like this, or being up close and personal because I want to. And there's meters that you have to build up, and then there's more powerful moves that you can use once those meters are built up. So it's a little bit more of that when it comes to the management in using your skills. And with Khazan, I felt it was more so, I'm just trying to survive with the stamina I have and get good and learn the patterns of these bosses to get it done. So it felt a little bit more in the vein of that traditional Souls, where it's gonna come down to stamina and skill. And one really bad move and you're pretty much done. That's how I felt with Khazan, which is home. I mean, it might sound bad, it might sound intimidating, but if you're into Souls-likes, you're gonna be right at home. The Khazan beta had me stuck on bosses for hours, okay? And AI Limit wasn't even close to that. So we'll see if any of that changes. We'll see if I'm wrong and if AI Limit just steps it up and goes nuts and has me dying over and over. We'll definitely see on that. I will be playing both, all right? And if I can give you the best advice, it would be for you to play both as well. But of course, that's not always manageable for some, and you might have to pick between them, or you might just not even be looking at these at all. But maybe this video got you a little bit curious or a little bit interested, or at least knowledgeable that these games are coming out, and so you can expect them on this channel as well as in the media in general. It's going to add to the Souls-like catalog for us to add to this list that is ever so much growing, and to see these games evolve as they are and have these different types of art styles as well as gameplay mechanics and systems that are involved. Keeping that Souls-like DNA, but also doing different things. I mean, you guys know already, I'm all about this. So I can't wait to play these games. I can't wait to get my hands on them. In case you're wondering about price, Khazan is listed at $59.99, 60 bucks, which is awesome. I'm glad it's not 70. That should help out our wallets a bit. And AI Limit is even more cheaper. You have a 10% knockoff right now if you do pre-order, and it would be $31.49. It's kind of a unique price there. Without the pre-order, you're looking at $34.99, which is not bad at all. It's a smaller game, just in general. It's going to have less traffic in terms of hype and things like that, but that works in our favor at times. We get a cheaper price and we get to try out a new Souls-like, and hopefully it bangs, you know? And if you're a fan of Code Vein, we did not get our Code Vein 2. This might be the next best thing. So I highly recommend checking this game out. At least check out the demo, and you can make that decision for yourself if you want to commit to this game, all right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. Let me know if it was. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.